White Duck. Once upon a time, there was a prince who married a beautiful young princess. He had barely had time to look at her, to talk to her, to listen to her, when duty called him away. He had to go on a long journey and leave his wife in the care of others. The princess wept bitterly, and the prince tried to comfort her. "Don't leave the tall tower," he said. "Don't talk to strangers. Don't listen to foolish people. And don't believe unkind words." The princess promised to follow his every word. The prince left. She locked herself in her room and didn't come out. Time passed. One day, a woman came to visit her. She seemed simple and kind. "You must be so lonely," the woman said. "Why not step outside and enjoy the sunshine? Just a short walk in the garden. It will lift your spirits." At first, the princess refused, but then she thought, "It's just a walk. That can't hurt." And so she went. In the garden, a clear spring sparkled in the sunlight. "It's such a hot day," the woman said. "The water is cool and fresh. Why don't we take a little swim?" "No," said the princess. "I don't want to." But then she thought, why not? Just a quick swim. She slipped off her dress and stepped into the water. The moment she did, the woman struck her on the back and shouted, "Swim now, white duck." In an instant, the princess turned into a white duck and floated away. The woman? She was a witch. She put on the princess's clothes, painted her face, fixed her hair, and waited for the prince to return. As soon as the dog barked and the bells rang, she ran to meet him. She kissed him, hugged him, called him my dear. The prince smiled and reached out his arms and did not realize it wasn't his real wife. Meanwhile, the white duck laid 3 eggs. 3 little children hatched, 2 strong boys and 1 tiny, fragile baby. She raised them by the river, teaching them to catch fish and sew little coats from pieces of cloth. They would climb onto the riverbank and peek at the green meadow nearby. "Don't go near the palace," the duck told them. But children don't always listen. They ran through the grass and wandered close to the royal courtyard. The witch saw them and knew at once who they were. She smiled, invited them inside, fed them well, and tucked them into bed. Then she gave strange orders. Build the fire, boil the cauldrons, sharpen the knives. The 2 older boys fell asleep, but the youngest, the tiniest one, stayed awake. He heard everything. He remembered everything. Late at night, the witch crept to the door and whispered, "Are you asleep, children?" The little one answered, "We sleep, and we don't. We think dark thoughts of fire and knives and boiling pots." "Still awake?" the witch said, frowning. She waited and came again. "Are you asleep, children?" Again the small voice replied, "We sleep, and we don't. We think dark thoughts of fire and knives and boiling pots." Why is there only one voice? The witch wondered. She opened the door slightly and saw the 2 brothers sleeping. She touched them with her cold hand, and they fell silent forever. The next morning, the white duck called for her children. No one came. She felt something was wrong, and flew straight to the palace. There she found her 2 boys lying still, pale as snow. She cried and spread her wings, hugging them tightly, and sang in a human voice. "Quack, quack, my little sons. Quack, quack, my precious ones. I raised you with tears and love. I fed you with sorrow and hope. I went hungry and tired just for you." The prince heard her cry and turned to his false wife. "Do you hear that? A duck is weeping." "It's just your imagination," she said. "Send that bird away." They chased the duck off, but she came back. She flew to the children and sang again. "Quack, quack, my little sons. The wicked witch has harmed you. She stole your father, my husband. She pushed me into the river. She turned me into a white duck. Now she lives in my place." The prince rushed outside. The duck flew into his arms. He gently held her and said, "Let a white birch tree stand behind me, and let the real princess stand before me." The duck became a birch tree, and standing before him was his true wife, the real princess, alive and shining. The prince ordered his men, "Bring the healing water and the speaking water." A bird flew and fetched both. They sprinkled the boys with healing water. They opened their eyes. They gave them speaking water. They began to talk. The family was whole again. And the witch? She was taken far away and never seen again. From that day on, the prince and princess lived in peace, raising their children and remembering only the good. The end.